Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 104 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Been a bit of a rubbish week, hasn't it? Personally, nothing to do with the club, but personally for us, it's been a bit of a rubbish week. Well, I say for us, more for you, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, we do like to be open and honest with people who listen to us. So it's been going on for a couple of weeks now, but yeah, I went into work on Wednesday and I have been made redundant. So it's a bit of a sore subject, not very happy about it, quite angry about it, but it is what it is.
I'm quite positive.
You are. Usually it's the other way round. You're quite negative, but it's the whole thing of starting a new job, you know, because I've been with this company for 7.5 years, so obviously I've formed some very good friendships with certain people I don't like anymore. But hey, it is what it is, and yeah, I've got to be like Ryan and be a bit positive. And
yeah, I think I'm not one of these everything happens for a reason necessarily people.
So many people have said that to me.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily one of them, but I just think something good or something better will come out of this, I think.
My friend Kelly said to me, she said, would you have looked for a different job if this hadn't happened to you? And I was like, well, no.
So
No.
So you don't, so that's the thing, you don't know what better stuff is out there really, do you?
Yeah, we'll see. So I'll keep you posted on the old job hunting if you're interested.
If
yeah.
anyone's interested, I'm not sure they are. Some
It's,
people might be though.
But the good side is I'm not working now. I'm still getting paid.
Yeah.
And we're going on holiday in a few weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm not starting work before then. So I've got at least a month off to do stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
although I
which
have to say I was off Wednesday, Thursday and Friday and I was really bored.
Yeah, look, just a quick point about us going on holiday, because I know a couple of people have sort of asked what's going to happen while we're on holiday.
Nothing.
No. We weren't really sure how we were going to do it because of the sort of shifts I work. I work in the afternoons, so the lead up to when we were going on holiday, we couldn't really record anything because I was working till 10 o'clock at night. What I've done, I've booked an extra day off. I have booked an extra day off on holiday from work the day before we go, so we can record something ready for when we're on holiday. So
and we've decided.
Don't worry, guys, I've got you back.
And also, if anything does happen whilst we're on holiday, we are obviously going to record something and put it out there.
Yes, of course.
Obviously, while we're sitting on the beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah. So yeah, no break. There will be a show, so don't worry about that. Anyway, what we got coming up?
So into this week, in this week's show, we are going to talk about the very exciting fixture list release, which happened on Wednesday. I should have known that, really.
Yeah.
Wednesday being a very poignant day to me. We're going to talk about the Joan. What is wrong with me? The Joe Ironside rumours. We're going to look at our next 3 opponents that we're going to be facing next season. So yes, it's very exciting. And also, Ryan is wearing.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was like a fashion thing. Then what are you wearing? You know, like they ask on the red carpet.
I'm wearing a Wrexham AFC.
Yeah, so it's the 2015-2016 shirt that I'm wearing this week. We finished 8th in the league. Do you know, when I tell you all this info, do you sort of think, do I need to remember this for the quiz? Because I've been picking stuff out from the show.
Now I do, yeah. Now I do.
We finished 8th in the league, this
2015-2016 season.
One of the games that we played this season had the lowest attendance of the whole league for the season. It's when we played away at Braintree. There was 484 fans at that
Wow.
game. Not Wrexham fans. 484 fans at the whole
Oh,
game.
really?
Yeah, lowest league attendance of the season. We beat Chester.
How were Braintree? What were they kind of position wise? Were they doing okay, or were they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We beat Chester 3-0 at home. We lost 3-2 away to Chester. Top scorer that season was Connor Jennings for us. So.
Connor Jennings, that name rings a bell to me.
Yeah, so he's played against us a few times for other clubs.
Is he one of the Wrexham rejects?
He is, yeah.
Wrexham reject. Wrexham reject.
So last season he played against us for Tranmere. So he's at Tranmere at the moment.
I thought I recognised the name.
Yeah, he has been at Stockport. He played against us, I think, when he was at Stockport as well. He's been at a few clubs, Macclesfield.
He gets around a bit.
Yeah, he's sort of one of them players, really. I think he's played for Tranmere twice. I think he played for Stockport twice. I think he only played for us once. I think he played for Macclesfield twice. I think he has tried. He's a bit.
He's a bit of a football bite.
I think he's a little bit younger than I thought he was. I think he's only about 32, to be honest. But it just feels like he's been around forever.
Yeah.
To be honest, but yeah, he was our top scorer that season. So that is the shirt.
I like it.
Yeah, it is one of my favourites, if I'm honest. I do really like this shirt. So
it's nice, I like it.
Yeah. I do sort of hope one day that we maybe will go back to Adidas as a kit manufacturer. The story I've heard is we're sticking with Macron.
Really?
For next season, yeah. There were a few reports that Castore were going to be the shirt manufacturer moving forward. There was a few reports sort of bandied about that. But from what I've heard, it's still going to be Macron.
So if it's going to be Macron, ladies, size up.
Yeah, men, size up as well. Everyone. Look, if you want to support the show, you're more than welcome to buy us a coffee. Our Buy Me a Coffee page is buymeacoffee.com/me-the-wife.
So on Friday last week, we had somebody supporting us. But they basically said we were great, but we don't know who it is.
No, because it's anonymous.
It's anonymous again. So thank whoever you are.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We will be doing obviously a personal video to you, but we just wanted to get it out there that thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah. A couple of people have bought us coffees anonymously. But then messaged us to say who it was because they didn't put their name on it. So just if you want to be anonymous, that's perfectly fine. But if you do want us to know who it is, you do have to write your name in. Because a couple of people went, oh, I didn't know it was anonymous. So just check that. But thank you very much, whoever you are. We do have a couple of thank you videos to catch up on, which will be done today after the show, just to say thank you to all you lot.
But thank you to everybody who's bought us a coffee so far. You're all amazing, and we
absolutely
love you all.
All of the money is going towards making this show better in the future. We do have plans. We've always had plans.
It might be put on hold a little bit.
No, but in the future we're building towards something better equipment, all that sort of stuff.
Making this our full-time job.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be amazing.
Look, fixtures were released this week. Very exciting.
It was.
I think it made me a little bit more scared again, because you start looking through all the fixtures and you go, God, that's a tough game. That's a tough game. Oh, okay, so there's no easy games. It is literally, they're all difficult games, or they're all tricky games, or there's no games that you really look at and go, that's a walk in the park, and that's what you get to, isn't it, when you get to the higher leagues. There's no real passengers in there. There's one or two that you go, look, I'm quite confident of playing them. Maybe a couple of teams that we played last season that you sort of go, okay, we beat them. We didn't lose against them, or whatever it might be, or in Crawley's case, we beat them twice.
Yep.
So you feel a little bit more confident because there's some recent history of playing them.
Yeah.
And you can beat them. Although Crawley's team's been decimated recently, their top scorer, Danilo Orsi's gone. There's loads that have sort of left that team. The keeper went, I can't remember his name, but they're sort of rebuilding a little bit, which isn't ideal when you're going up to sort of League One. But
depends who they replace those players with.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're replacing them with like League One caliber, then
yeah, I know
it might be all right.
Look, it's you're in a very much in a scenario when I looked at these fixtures where it was like a little bit of panic set in. I think.
I think I think with the fixtures and the teams that we are going to be facing next season, I do think we need to be a bit more realistic. Yes, we're a brilliant team, obviously, because back-to-back promotion. But I think we do need to be realistic as we grow into League One. And there's no great shame in us being kept, staying in League One for a couple of seasons. But I don't think any Wrexham fan would be.
Nah.
But I'm just saying, I think we need to be realistic. We do need to be realistic.
Yeah. Look, yeah,
It'd be fantastic if we got back-to-back promotion. But
yeah.
I personally...
Somebody said that on the documentary, though. I can't remember who it was. They had,
oh God.
Yeah, and it's
Ryan is available for autographs. Just send us a comment and we'll get you one in the post.
But the thing is, it's all well. It just, I tell you what it feels like to me. By saying there's no shame in finishing mid-table, as long as you build and all that stuff, it just feels a bit defeatist to me. I would rather go, look, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it and win the league. What happens, happens. I'd rather, me personally, I'd rather not talk about, I don't want to use the C word. The C word is consolidate. I don't want to use...
Tuesday.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say the champions or something.
No, I just don't want to. Let's just forget about that.
How many places promote in League One? Is it 2?
2.
Oh, God, I don't get it. It's like 1 in National League and obviously playoffs. 3 automatic in League 2, 1 from the playoffs, and then League One, obviously 2, 1 from the.
Do you want to know why?
Not really.
Well, why are you banging on
about
it then?
I just think it's a bit silly.
It goes back to...
I said I didn't want to know.
I know you said you didn't want to know, but you brought it up.
Damn.
So it is, it's 2 up, 2 down in the other leagues.
Yeah.
Apart from the National League, let's not worry about that one for a minute. League 2, the old 4th division, the 4th tier of English football, used to be split into North and South. And there used to be 2 promotions from each... so there was 4 available promotion places. When they amalgamated the 2 together, they didn't want to cut it down to 2. They wanted to keep it as 4, so it's 3 automatic, 1 from the playoffs. That's 4 up. And then League One, which is the old Division 3, used to have 4 coming down to accommodate 2 from Division 4 North and 2 from Division 4 South. So they just kept it, basically. So there you go. It's an answer to a question that you didn't want. But you know. But you did ask the question.
I did ask the question.
And it is it's out there for everybody. And I do believe somebody did ask that question. And I don't think we ever answered it.
Oh, so there you go.
So there you go. Whoever that was.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So our first game on the 10th of August is a home game, which is brilliant. And we are playing Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did like a little...
Yeah, just for anybody who doesn't know, that first game of the season is... it's not a 3 p.m. kickoff. In the UK, it's a 5:30 kickoff, and the reason for that is each league is kicking off at a different time. All the future games on Saturdays will be 3 o'clock.
It's on Sky as well, I believe.
Yeah, so Sky are doing basically what Sky, because Sky have taken over in the UK of showing these games. What is going to happen is on the first day of the season, the Championship games are going to be on at 12:30. Mm-hmm. The League 2 games are going to be on at 3 p.m. and the League 1 games are going to be on at 5:30 p.m. So you'll have to do your own maths wherever you are in the world as to what that means, but it's a 5:30 kickoff. I'm assuming that is much more beneficial for the Americans because obviously you're between 6 and maybe 9 hours behind. So that means it's just a nice leisurely morning for you. It's kicking off somewhere between.
Or a more stressful morning because you've got to wait till 5:30.
Well, yeah, but you're not having to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, is my point. So I think that's beneficial for you guys. Maybe not so much the other way. Maybe the Australians, New Zealanders and all that, that might be a little bit worse or maybe better. I'm not 100% sure, but you'll just have to do your own maths. Just let us know how that's going to affect you. That would be quite interesting to know without me having to do all the maths. Obviously, first game of the season, Wickham, as you rightly said. I think that's a decent first game. I do.
Yeah. Where did they finish last season?
I think they were quite mid-table, lower maybe. So I think it's a good start to the season for us.
Take your word for it.
Yeah, but it's not somebody who you look at the squad and think, right, they're going to be right up there. It's not somebody, you don't want to be kicking off against what is potentially relegation fodder. You don't want to be kicking off against somebody who's going to be right up there and pushing for promotion. Somebody somewhere in the middle. I'd say that's quite a decent start. I would.
Technically, if you look at the table of League One now, we are
bottom.
Technically relegation fodder.
Yeah.
But obviously, none of us have got any points.
No. So I think it's a decent enough start.
Yeah.
Point worth making, that will be our 5,000th league game, Wrexham.
Yeah.
It's at home, back in League One. I think it's the whole scenario is really, really good, I think. I'm really looking forward to it. Now the fixtures are out, do you sort of think, oh, it's just around the corner?
Yeah, but it's really not, is it?
It's 40 days away. And I remember, I don't do a lot of social media posts, as is quite well advertised on this show, but I did one. I've got a countdown app on my phone, picture of the race course where we sit, and there's a little timer counting down to the first game of the season. And I remember doing a post. It doesn't feel like that long ago, where I posted a screenshot of this countdown timer, and it was 97 days ago. As I say, it doesn't seem like that long ago. That was obviously 2 months ago that we did that. So it is flying round quite quickly. And I think 40 days, the beauty for us is we're going on holiday.
Yeah, but
so we're counting down to the holiday without really thinking too much about the season. And then the holiday, that's 7 days of it as well. So before we know it, it'll be here.
That's true, but the only downside to that is that when obviously there's 40 days till the season starts, but that means our holiday will be over for another year.
Yes, it will.
So it's sort of bittersweet, really. We get, our holiday's finished, but we get to start going to the games again. So it's kind of,
But the beauty of it is that if you get a job really quickly, we can use your redundancy money to book another holiday and pay it all off in one go.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
So
I do not feel any pressure whatsoever, by the way.
Good first game of the season. Really excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. First away day, another big one. Bolton.
We want to do this one, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. Bolton, just down the road. I mean, that's a big game. That is a team that are going to be right up there. We'll talk a little bit. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Bolton. They're
called Bolton Wanderers?
Yes, they are, yeah. So they're one of the teams that we are going to look at a little bit later in the show that we're going to be facing next season.
Only for you, Christian. We know you wanted Bolton read out.
Yeah. So because of the fact that it's our first away game of the season, felt poignant and the right thing to do to chuck it in this week.
I think that's what we're going to start doing now. We know who the teams are and we're going to kind of fit it in.
Yeah, work it around that. Yeah. And we can now start discussing, well, when are we playing them next as well, which is a nice extra sort of like, ooh, that's something to look forward to because it's on this date or it's around this time or whatever it might be. So it adds like an extra dimension to what we're talking about. Shrewsbury are
Boo.
the boo are the 7th of September is the home game,
Okay.
and the 18th of January is the away game. Okay.
Do you know what I didn't look at?
What?
Whether there's a game on Alfie's birthday, but I believe his birthday is...
I did look at that. It's not on his birthday.
Good.
No, it's around his birthday, but
Good.
it's not. Boxing Day game is Blackpool.
Oh my God. Home game. So excited. I
Yeah.
really missed going to the football last Boxing Day.
Yes.
It was,
So-
it was a bit of an anticlimax to Christmas.
Yeah, it really was. It was, it's nice to have a home game on Boxing Day. And yeah, no, I'm really excited. Good game as well. Blackpool, really excited for that one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. New Year's Day's Barnsley away. One of the ones that we wanted to go to. So I think we're going to have to make some sort of effort to try and make that happen.
It's going to have to be a day thing though, isn't it?
I think it probably is. Yeah, definitely. And the last game of the season is on the 3rd of May. So we're going into May this year. And that is Lincoln away. Lincoln's one that I really wanted to go to. But having said that, I think the thing now that makes it really difficult is it's the last game of the season. And if you're pushing for something, getting tickets for that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So that's a suck it and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Some away days to look forward to.
Yep.
This is more for us, really, than it is for anyone else, because we don't know what away days you're looking forward to. Birmingham away,
Yep.
14th of September.
Yep.
Charlton, which is the big one we wanted to go
100%.
to, is the 26th of October. Reading is the 11th of January. Wigan is the 12th of April. And Blackpool is the 21st of April.
Currently bank holiday, that's on the bank holiday Monday for Blackpool, but we know historically how things can change, and they'll probably end up changing it to a Tuesday.
No, they usually the bank holiday games stay as they are. There's not really any change surrounding them.
Hopefully,
yeah,
make a weekend of it.
Yeah,
I've seen, obviously, when the fixtures came out on Wednesday, I've seen on like social media, people have already booked their hotels for Blackpool.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get moving. Get moving. Just, yeah.
Definitely. Somebody did tag us into something. They tagged us, Rob Bryan Red, and Fearless in Devotion, I think, in asking because they were. Somebody had seen something. I think they were American, weren't they?
Yeah, if they must have been, because everybody knows about Blackpool.
And then they were going, "What? I don't get the drunks on donkeys thing." So they were sort of asking us, Rob Bryan Red and Fearless in Devotion. We all replied
pretty much the same thing,
but we didn't really answer the question. What is this drunks on donkeys thing? So
I put Viva la Blackpool.
Yeah, you did. None of us really answered the question. Blackpool is. Can you imagine Las Vegas, right? But a really, really down market version of that. It's a seaside town, and it was a seaside town that used to thrive back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. I've been...
Years before that as well.
Yeah, I went on holiday there when I was a kid.
I used to go every year with my friends for their birthdays.
It was great. It was a great place to go. As with a lot of places in the UK, it sort of struggled in recent years, and it's not quite the place that it used to be. They've got a massive tower, which I think was designed based loosely on the Eiffel Tower, I think. Yeah. Basically, it's a massive tower that they've got there.
It's not as big as the Eiffel Tower.
Obviously a seaside resort. Look, the donkey thing is...
I'm not sure, do they still do donkeys?
I don't know, they used to do donkey rides. But so kids used to ride donkeys along the beach.
I fell off a donkey in Blackpool.
Yeah, and that was a thing. I don't know with the whole animal rights thing. I
wasn't drunk though, I was a child.
Yeah. I don't know if, with all the animal rights things, I don't know if can they still do donkey rides and all that? Anyway,
there's lots of donkey sanctuaries, isn't there? So I don't think that's allowed.
But that was a big thing, donkey rides in Blackpool.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you used to get drunk people going, I want to go on the donkeys, and they used to ride the donkey. That's where all that comes from. So look,
it's very nostalgic.
Blackpool is very nostalgic. Everyone, especially in the northwest where we are,
have been to
I've
Blackpool.
definitely been to Blackpool before. So that's a little rundown of what Blackpool's like. But yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm
with
excited for
Blackpool.
that one.
So we've got fixtures for we've had the fixtures released for the Carabao Cup. We are away to Sheffield, Bramall Lane.
Sheffield United. Sorry, just to jump in.
Sorry.
Sean just likes knocking the suffix off the end.
Sorry,
so you don't know which club it is.
Sheffield United. I do
Yes.
apologise. So obviously the confirmed fixtures haven't been released for that, but it is going to be the week commencing the 12th of August. And it will be our second game of the season.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. They like the caribou is
Caribou.
like
Is it Carabao or Caribou?
the animal is a caribou. So
I didn't even know it was an animal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You learn something every day.
it's a caribou. I've always called it.
It's a caribou.
I've always called it.
Saying that does not make me go, oh yeah, I know what caribou is.
I've always sort of called it the Carabao Cup.
Because it's like Bayo buns, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. We've been talking about them this week as well, haven't we? Yeah. So. Yeah, but the animal is a caribou, so
okay, cool.
Caribou Cup. But yeah, it's always really early. The final's always early in the season as well. It's usually around February. Is that
a Wimbledon?
Wembley
game. Oh, it'd be nice to go there again.
Yeah, we're not making it to the final on that one. So I think Man City have won it sort of like 5 out of the last 7 seasons.
I would love it if we got drawn against Man City, though.
Yeah, you've got
so good.
Got to get past Sheffield United first, and then you've got you'll have like teams like Chelsea and Liverpool have been in the final a few times. It's a big boys trophy.
Okay.
So it's it's not.
So we're
really
more EFL trophy-esque.
That's us.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
That's our wheelhouse.
Yeah. So that we're in the group with Port Vale again. We played them obviously last season at home. Did we play them away as well?
No, I don't think that's
didn't.
that's not how the Bristol Street Motors trophy works, is it?
It's just one fixture.
I think it's one fixture. I think you play either home or away against the teams in your group. So we're Salford City are the other team.
Yep.
So the third and final team in our group is Wolves under-21s. With under-21 teams, the under-21 teams always play their games away. Because they're like a Premier League outfit, the under-21 version of a Premier League outfit, the agreement was they could come into the competition, but they're not allowed to play any games at home. So that's why we played Newcastle under-21s last season.
We did.
We played them at the racecourse because they play all their games away.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And the EFL Trophy games will be played the week commencing the 2nd of September, the week commencing the 8th of October, and the week commencing the 11th of November.
I'm going to be honest. I don't care about the EFL Trophy. I think introducing under-21s teams into it has sort of ruined that a little bit. I don't like them being involved. I'm not really interested in the competition.
You want the big boys, don't you?
Give me a shout if we get to the semis, and then I'll happily go to Wembley at the end. But no, I'm joking aside. I just think it's a bit of a joke of a competition, and I'm not a huge fan of it. The League Cup. At the same time, I'm very focused on the league.
I think we need to be this season.
Yeah, and I think
do we have to play in these games?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's a contractual obligation for being in the EFL.
Boo.
And so the League Cup a little bit. If we only played in the league and the FA Cup, I'd be happy. Let's put it like that. I'm not a massive fan of either of these competitions. So yeah.
We'll see.
Is what it is, I suppose, really. But look, it's exciting. It is exciting.
It is exciting. There has been some news in regards to
speculation.
Obviously, as you may or may not know, Birmingham City have got an American. He's American, isn't he? Not Canadian.
They've got a bit of a sort of consortium type thing, really.
But obviously they've got the American connection, and obviously we've got the American and Canadian connection. So what's been speculated is that the EFL have been approached and asked if we could our Wrexham and Birmingham City game. Not sure if it's both of the games or just one of them.
Just one.
to be played in America. But this has been obviously, I think it's been refused by the EFL, rightly so. And obviously
It was nothing to do with us, by the way. Absolutely nothing to do with Wrexham. Basically, Dan, just do Dan Wrexham on Twitter. He said, goes against every single one of the guiding principles you stated publicly before even buying the club. Let's not start getting too greedy and breaking promises, Ryan and Rob.
He's tagged them into
he tagged them into it. And in all fairness, Ryan replied to that tweet saying, I agree. And that's why there have been no talks.
I didn't think there were. I thought maybe there may have been talks of them basically just saying, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it is nice that Ryan has come onto social media and has basically said it's not going to happen. Because I think a few Wrexham fans were concerned that we were, because we pay for our season ticket, and people work hard to pay for those season tickets and stuff like that, and having it going over to America, I just think it takes out the whole sort of ethos of what football means.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's nice to have an owner or owners that are quite as transparent as they can be.
Yeah.
In the sense of look, replying to stuff from fans on social media going, no, this hasn't happened, and just being, no waffle, no sort of going on. It's just a case of going, this has not happened.
It's
and
good,
just
very
being
PR stunt, that isn't really.
What is?
Not PR, but kind of, he's like Ryan Reynolds has shot it down and said it's
it is.
Like you said, they can't be transparent in everything, obviously, because there are confidentiality things that they have to keep to themselves. But in stuff like that, I think it's good to be open with the fans, and I'm glad that he's done that. So,
come out quickly.
Yes.
Answered it, said it's not going to happen. And
it's put to bed.
Yeah, I think a lot of clubs would like that from owners, and I think we're just quite lucky that we've actually got that.
Just another thing for clubs to be jealous of it. So we've got another message from Simon Johnson. He has put, no football club should be playing its home fixtures in a different country. I know Chester do it, but that's nothing to aspire to, and that's very true.
That is very
I didn't
true.
know that Chester did that, but they've got to get the fans somehow, and I wonder how many fans from other countries support Chester.
So they have none. So there is their ground.
Sorry, I'm just getting my drink.
Most of their ground is in Wales.
It basically the Diva Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah. So they're it's just over the border. So if you look at the line, so yeah, it's just something that we're very happy to remind them of on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So there we go. One fun thing. Let's move on to some fun things. Dolly Parton appeared in a video this week advertising Welcome to Wrexham. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Very funny. Dolly Parton, Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney are in it. I just find it's very funny. It's a bit of a weird double-edged sword, isn't it? In the sense of, as a Wrexham fan, you go, oh, this is cool, isn't it? Because you've got Dolly Parton advertising the documentary that's about your club. And you go, that's quite funny.
It's a weird timing, though, since the documentary has now finished.
No, but the reason they do things like this now is they release one episode every week. When it gets to the end, they do a promotion drive for all episodes are now available to stream.
Okay.
That is the reason for the timing of it. So I find it, but the double-edged sword side of it is it's such good ammunition for everybody who hates Wrexham to go, Dolly Parton. Well, I mean, your club's just a joke. It's a circus. What are you doing? And it is for all of us lot. It's like hilarious and funny.
Yeah.
And the thing for me, when I watched it, it gave me a chuckle. It made me laugh because I knew how much fans of rival clubs would hate it and how much it would boil their blood. And it's
ridiculous, though.
Yeah,
I know. Just get over it.
I know, but it's just...
Get over it,
it's
honestly.
Funny.
It's funny, but it's just like, seriously, just grow up.
I know.
We're a club that's doing well, and these other clubs were in this position, they would be absolutely relishing in it, just like as Wrexham fans are. But then on the other hand, would we be the same?
Yeah. I know, absolutely. It's sitting here going, who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Having Dolly bloody Parton.
People go on about how much money we've got, right? But I've noticed Stockport this like in the transfer window market. They've been bringing on some very expensive players.
But Stockport have got a lot of money as well. They're just
Why aren't people getting on their backs?
Because their owner isn't famous.
It's ridiculous.
Look, the lads are back. All the pre-season testing.
Oh yes.
Saw George Evans having his teeth examined.
What?
Yeah, they have dental.
They had like goggles on as well. What were they for?
I don't know. I didn't
They
see
were
that
like-
one.
They were like
Swimming?
No, not those sort of goggles. They were like glasses, sorry, not goggles. But you know when you go, I suppose if they were getting a teeth checked, maybe that's what they were for.
It might be for X-rays. And
Yeah,
stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that.
maybe.
I did, or maybe it was a sunbed, because I did notice Elliot Lee with his top off, and he's definitely been on more than one holiday. Let's put it like that.
Why not? Well,
Why
he's been
not?
to Vegas, and I'm sure he's been on holiday on his own with.
Yes. Look, one thing that I wanted to bring up, the reason I sort of mentioned it is signings. You know, we got Arthur through the door. Arthur isn't really a brand new thing. It's something we already had last season. Look, it's a great signing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel like a signing because he played for us last season in a way.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, no signings, no one's through the door. And, we sort of said last week, was it last week or was
Yes,
it the week
it was.
before? Bruce McFarlane said, most of the time that has passed has been the true off season. So no one's there, everyone's on holiday, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
He goes, rather than the pre-season, that which is sort of starts now.
Yeah.
And he goes, but if there are no signings by July the 1st, that'd make it a concern.
Which is the day that this podcast comes
So,
out.
Bruce, I'd be quite interested, Bruce, for you to comment again. Just let us know, what is your anxiety level now in relation to signings? That's what I'd be quite interested to know, because each week that goes by and we don't have anybody new in to strengthen the squad after we've lost Luke Young, after we've lost Aaron Hayden, after we've lost Ben Tozer, blah, blah, blah. So I would, Bruce, this is a shout just for you. I want you to comment and let me know on the anxiety meter. Where are you at the moment? What
Where
percentage? The question for me is, now the lads are back in.
Pretty high, I think.
Yeah. Now the lads are back in for the pre-season stuff. And they're there, and they're at the club, and they're doing their testing. They're doing some light training.
This is a
they
good time
get back.
for somebody to come in.
Is it not the ideal time for you to start bonding with your new teammates? Now everyone's back in.
Monday?
And each day that goes by,
Yeah.
you're missing an opportunity for these new players to bond with their new teammates. Look, we're going to have a little chat about Joe Ironside. We're not going to waste too much time. We think this one's pretty much dead in the water. But I'd done some notes about him, so it was worth mentioning. And the reason it's worth mentioning is it came up in the last transfer window that we had put in a bid for him, which was rejected. It's come up again. We believe it's not going to happen. It's dead in the water, but that's twice that this has come up. And it is quite rare that somebody's name is mentioned. It ends up being, you put a bid in, it's rejected, or it ends up being dead in the water for whatever reason. It's quite unusual that it comes up again in the next transfer window and then dies again. It's not a normal thing that you usually, something will happen. You could get a transfer quite close to being completed, like the Luke Armstrong. Anyway, the one that we. Yeah, I think my mind's just gone blank. But that one, we got all the way up to him signing, and it fell apart at the end. But next transfer window, it didn't come up again.
Yeah,
it didn't come up again.
People were very like, oh, well, maybe we're going to be signing that Armstrong again. But no, it didn't. It
Jamie Lindsay is another one that we were going to get from Rotherham. That was really close to getting done. Only that Rotherham next transfer window, he's now a free agent. Not interested. It's about timing. So it is unusual for a player's name to come up again, really. So I'll just run through Joe Ironside a little bit. Oh, I've lost him. Where's he gone?
So he's 30 years old.
Sorry.
He's
Yeah.
a 30-year-old striker. He's reportedly had a bid turned down for him last transfer window.
Yeah.
And he is a strong physical striker, good at holding the ball up.
Yeah, he was Paul Mullin's strike partner at Cambridge.
Yeah.
So he's
They were
played
quite
with
good
him.
together, weren't they?
They were, yeah, and Paul obviously scored a lot of goals while playing alongside Joe, which I think is why his name keeps getting mentioned.
Yeah. Maybe it's Paul Mullen putting it in the room.
Paul does play quite well. He's not very tall, like Ollie or like Stephen Fletcher is, or good in the air, but he is good in the air. And he's the sort of player that Paul plays well with.
Mm-hmm.
He scored 20 goals for Doncaster last season. Yeah, like I say, even though he's not big, tall striker, he's sort of 5'11", 6 foot. You know, he's not tiny.
I was going to say, 5'11" is not tiny. It's not,
no,
it's
it
not
is.
Elliot Lee's 5 foot whatever he is.
It's 5'10", Elliot Lee, apparently, according to Wikipedia.
He is when he's got his heels on at the weekend.
It's an absolute lie, that is. But yeah, so yeah, we'll rush through that one a little bit because as we understand, that one isn't going to happen. But it was worth mentioning just in case it swings back around again and it sort of gets brought up again. You know, at least we know a little bit about him. But
we'll see.
yeah, it was the only real one that came out this week. I'm still got my fingers crossed for Marvin Ekpiteta from Blackpool. Oh, well, he's not from Blackpool anymore. He was released as a free agent. I think that'll be a very good signing. Yeah, Joe Morrell as well. Obviously, that one's gone very quiet over the last week. So we'll just wait and see. Who knows? No one through the door as yet. Hopefully, by this comes out on Monday, maybe we have signed someone. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that one.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, not Threads, Twitter. Email us at me, the wife, and WrexhamAFC@gmail.com. And thank you for Ryan for making me look like a fool on last week's podcast, like writing me going cocking it up basically.
Well, look, you know, it's our email address. It's been our email address since episode 1, and it's now episode 104.
I know, but it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
It's just the name of the show, and then at gmail.com at the end, so...
Don't be mean to me, I've had a hard week.
Yes, look, 3 opponents that we're going to look at this week. This is the last week we're going to do 3. We'll go back to 2 again. Yeah, so anyway, are you doing the first one? Am I doing the first one?
I'll do the first one.
Go on then.
We are, as we mentioned earlier on in the podcast, our first away trip is to Bolton to play Bolton Wanderers. They were founded in 1874. It's just over an hour away from us, so it's about 61 miles. They play at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium.
Yeah. I sorry to jump in, but I didn't know it was called the Tough Sheet Community Stadium.
I did.
Right, because I
note it.
Yeah.
Note it.
Yeah. Just remember
it. The Tough Sheet Community.
So it was. I know it. I always knew it as the Reebok. So it was the Reebok Stadium. So it was sponsored by Reebok. They had Reebok on the seats as well when it was like empty. It had Reebok. That's how I always knew it, and it was like that from '97 to 2014. And it changed to the Macron, which I never knew. The University of Bolton Stadium as well. It was sponsored it. So yeah. So I never knew that's what it was called. To be honest, that escaped my field of vision that it was called the Tough Sheet.
The Tough Sheet Stadium was built in 1997. So how many years ago was that?
That was 27 years ago.
I'm rubbish at maths. So 27 years old. The capacity is quite big. It's 28,723. And away fans' capacity is up to 5,000, which is a good allocation, I think, if we can...
Quite confident about getting the ticket for that one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one as well. We will see you very soon, Bolton. We're coming.
So the last game was in the Sherpa Vans Trophy in 1989. We were just little tiny people then, weren't we? Which we lost 3-1. Basically the Sherpa Vans Trophy is now known as the EFL Trophy.
Sherpa Vans is obviously it's a sponsor, so it's the EFL Trophy. That was the last game that we played.
Isn't that Bristol Street Motors?
Yes.
So they're obviously a sponsor as well. So
yeah.
Last home game was 1-0, and we lost that game in May 1988, and that was in Division 4, which is obviously now known as League 2. Last season, since that, Bolton spent in the 4th tier. They have been 3rd or higher ever since. That's quite a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They did 13 seasons in the Premier League between 1995 and 2012.
Scary. It is stats like that. In the space of sort of like 18 years, they spent 13 of them in the Premier League. That, when you look at stats like that, you sort of go, oh my God.
So the thing that you said before, Bolton, we're coming for you.
I'm not sure yeah.
We're coming.
We're coming.
We're coming.
Maybe not necessarily for you.
So their nickname is the Trotters. Nice. Although the club themselves tend to use the White or Wanderers more often. I wonder why. Who would be like to be called the Trotters?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. There's a couple of there's no definitive reason why they're called the Trotters. There was a couple of things. I think.
Did they used to sell pigs in Bolton?
Well, there's one of the story is their old ground was close to a pig farm, so that's why they were called that.
Oh, okay.
But another one was, I think, Trotter is a reference to like a practical joker or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So I think that maybe that's where that comes from. I'm not sure.
So last season they finished 3rd on 87 points. That just obviously goes to show what kind of calibre they are. Lost 2-0 in the playoff final to Oxford United. Their top scorer, who scored 14 goals, was Dion Charles. They have released 9 players this summer. 6 loan players returned to their parent club. They've brought in 2 new players this summer, and they are definitely pushing for promotion this season.
100%.
Yeah, finishing 3rd, that is the next step
100%.
for them, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I think they were very unlucky to finish outside the top 2 of Portsmouth and Derby. But yeah, they were right up there. 87 points and not being promoted. As Wrexham fans, we've been there before. We've got 90 odd points and not been promoted in a season. So they'll be hungry to go again. Yeah. I think Bolton for me, and a big game to start your season off away from home.
First away game as well.
It might be a little bit of a baptism of fire. It might turn out to kickstart your whole season right at the start. If you go somewhere like that and you get a decent result, that could really put you in a position where you're like, we can go and beat anyone now. I
think we need to be more realistic with our predictions as well this season.
Stop saying we need to be more realistic.
Well, I'm going to be more realistic anyway, because
I'm not.
If I'm realistic,
I'll put my prediction out there. 3-0. 3-0 away win. Bang.
I'm more likely to win again and win my medal again.
Yeah. We're going to jump now to our last opponents of the whole season, which are Lincoln City. They were founded in 1884. One of the best logos, in my opinion, in the EFL. Yeah, it's very popular on... I play EAFC 24, which is FIFA, for anybody who used to know it as that. It's like... It's a picture of... they're known as the Imps. So it's a picture, it's a red imp. And a lot of people, when you're playing rivals on FIFA, EAFC, they use this logo.
It is pretty cool.
It's quite a cool little logo.
Yeah,
it's named, then they're called the Imps after the legend of the Lincoln Imp.
Okay.
So the Lincoln Imp, so on their cathedral, and I'm going to say cathedral, there is a stone like gargoyle.
Yeah.
They call it the Imp, and there's a whole story surrounding these imps were sent to Earth to cause mischief, and an angel came and froze one of them into stone on the side. There's a whole story. Look, I'm not doing the story justice. But there is a whole story, which is why the legend of the Lincoln Imp, and it's why they're called the Imps.
Oh, that's
So there we
cool.
go.
But I would say it looks more like a gargoyle than
I
an
would
imp.
as well, yeah.
But,
That's
whatever.
the story. They're
Yeah.
129 miles away. It's just over 3 hours, so it's a little bit of a trek. They play at Sincil Bank. The capacity of 10,669 with up to 2,000 away fans. There's a lot of grounds next season which we will get a decent allocation from, and I think this is one of them. The last game against them was a 1-0 defeat at Sincil Bank in the National League in November 2016. We also lost a home game that season 2-1, and Lincoln went on to win the National League with 99 points that season.
Still not 111 like
they
we
were
finished.
excellent that season. After that, they spent 2 seasons in League Two, and then they've been in League One ever since.
Wow.
They finished 7th last season, 2 points and 1 place outside the playoff spots. Top scorers, Joe Taylor, scored 10, but he won't be there next season unless they agree a new deal. He was on loan from Luton.
Mm-hmm.
They've released 5 players, sold 3 players, and 4 loan players have returned to their parent club. So far, they've got 3 new arrivals. Next team we're just going to have a quick look at. I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's sort of like we all know them. And we know them really well. It's Mansfield, but we have to talk about them.
It's just reiterating what you already know. I thought I was talking about this.
If you want to do this one, you crack on and you do this one.
Right, okay. So Mansfield Town. Obviously, we played them last season. They were founded in 1897, 96 miles away, which is just over 2 hours. They play at the Field Mill, but for sponsor purposes, it's called One Call Stadium. They've got a capacity of 9,186, which is for away fans, it's about 1,800.
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah. They are nicknamed the Stags.
Why, Shan?
They are nicknamed the Stags, Ryan, because it's after the same stag or deer that's found in Sherwood Forest nearby.
Oh, well done.
Their last game was the 2-0 win at the racecourse in March.
Their last game. It's our last game between the two.
And we drew 0-0 when we played them away at the One Call Stadium in October, and beat them 2-1 away in the FA Cup first round in November.
We did.
Which was great. Prior to the season, they have spent 11 years in League Two. That's a long time.
I know.
Following on from 5 seasons in the National League. Obviously not as long as us, but hey-ho.
No.
We only lasted 1 season in League Two.
Yeah, but 11 years in League Two, I think that makes you appreciate
how difficult
it can be to get out of divisions, and how it sometimes you just sort of get stuck somewhere. We appreciate that for getting stuck in the National League, but Mansfield spent 11 years, and it makes you appreciate the fact that it took us 1 go. They had 11 stabs at it and then finally got out. It took us 1 go, and we're in League One. So it's one of them where you sort of go, maybe you just need to be a little bit more appreciative of that.
So they were obviously promoted last season, as I mentioned before, after finishing 3rd on 86 points. They were 2 points behind us and 8 ahead of MK Dons. Their top scorer with 22 goals was David Keylor-Dunn. Davis Keylor-Dunn. Okay. They've released 4 players this summer. The 1 loan player has returned to their parent club, and 4 signings so far. I think you've put most notable Lee Gregory, but it's not really that notable. No, it's just that he's played for higher clubs.
He's played at a higher level. He's old, really, now. I think he's in footballing terms. He's obviously younger than me, but
you're ancient.
He has played at a higher level. I think most notably Sheffield Wednesday, although he has played for Mansfield before, and I think he's just gone full circle. He's back.
Going to finish his career at Mansfield.
I think
maybe.
So. Yeah, 35-ish. 35, 36, something like that. So, yeah. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They do 2 weekly Zoom calls, one on a Monday at 8 p.m, and that is for women. One on Thursday at 7 p.m, and that is for men. Best thing for you to do is follow Dragon Chat-Steve Lloyd on Twitter. for more information.
Before we do the quiz, I just wanted to say, I'm not sure if anybody's seen it, but Ben Tozer did an interview with Ben Foster on his podcast. I can't remember what his podcast for. Fozpod. What's it called? Fozcast, that's it. And he was basically talking about, obviously, it links quite well into obviously what Ryan's just talked about. He was talking about the death of his father and how it affected his mental health. It's a really, really good interview. So if you haven't been to see it, go over to Ben Foster's YouTube page and just have a quick listen to it. It is,
We're just promoting other people's YouTube
well,
pages.
no, I just think it's really important.
I don't think he needs the support, does
he doesn't, but
I'm joking,
I like
I'm
Ben
joking.
Tozer, and I know that he's been through a hard time, and I just think Ben Tozer's very good at articulating the way that, you know, how he feels and things like that, and I just think it's a really good listen, so...
Yeah, no, it is, to be fair. I would concur with that. And, you know, as we all know, mental health is really important, you know, in the modern world.
Yes.
And I think anything that sort of promotes it, which is why we always try and talk about Dragon Chat every week. And, you know, obviously there are other organisations, you know, Dragon Chat is just the one that we know really well. And we get on with Steve and we talk to Steve, and it's why, and they do really good work. And, you know, that's why we will always promote it. On the flip side of that, there are other people out there. If you do want to talk and it's not something you want to do, you got Andy's Man Club.
Yeah.
That one's out there as well. There are loads of organisations. So if you need help, just reach out. It doesn't matter who you reach out to, as long as you're reaching out to somebody.
Don't suffer in silence.
No. Quiz time.
Oh,
that was like a grit of the teeth.
I was trying to kind of stall the situation.
How much of today's show have you taken in, do you reckon?
Well, my head's very bunged up with other stuff, so I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to do very well.
Oh. So, at least, even though you've had a really bad week, you're not going to let people down by all of a sudden doing well in the quiz, are you? You know, you're going to continue your bad run.
I mean, I can't promise.
Your 104 episode bad run. You're going to keep that going, yeah?
Hey, all right.
Hey.
Who knows?
Easy now. Well, we seem close today.
Oh,
Put me legs up on you.
Yeah, I just keep spinning round.
We do seem quite close. We spin you like that.
God.
Anyway, right, are you ready?
No.
No?
But crack on.
Oh, so we can carry on.
Crack on. I've got a sweaty lip now. I always get a sweaty lip when we're doing the
quiz.
The quiz, yeah.
Okay. Question 1.
Yes.
The fixtures were released this week.
They were.
We're obviously looking forward to Charlton away. But what date is that game? Is it...
Oh.
Oh.
Go on, give me the options.
You can answer without options.
No, I want to do the options just in case.
6th of October, 16th of October, or the 26th of October?
26th of October. That's what I was going to say. You knew I went...
Yeah, you went... Yeah,
yes. 26th of October.
Well done.
Boom!
That is 1 out of 1. Yes, well done. Thumbs up. Number 2.
Yes.
Dolly Parton appeared in an advert for Welcome to Wrexham last week.
Yep.
But what name did she refer to Ryan Reynolds as? Was it What's His Face? Was it Mr. Who Are You? Or was it Other Guy?
Mr. What's His Face.
Mr. What's His Face?
Oh.
Wasn't one of the options, I'll be honest.
What was the first option?
The first option was What's His Face.
What's His Face, I meant to say.
What's His Face, yeah? No, that's incorrect.
The Other Guy.
It's Other Guy. She referred to him as, yes.
I knew that as well because I was talking
to you?
Yeah, I was talking to your mum and dad about it.
Oh, it's...
Shut up.
Can I just ask, why did you give the wrong answer then? If you knew it.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay.
How many goals did supposed Wrexham target Joe Ironside score for Doncaster last season?
Have I got no options?
You do not.
14?
14?
No.
You can change it if you want. No.
22.
22?
One of them's got 22, so yeah, 22.
Incorrect. 14. Ah! No, I'm joking. It's not. It's not. It's 20.
Oh.
So you didn't get it right with either answer.
I was close.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay, number 4. Which of our next season's opponents we discussed today were founded first? Mansfield, Bolton, or Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Wrong. I'll change it.
Okay. I do that every time, though.
Yeah,
You do realise that.
I'll just say no, because you're messing with my mind now. I'll just go with Lincoln.
Okay, incorrect.
It's Mansfield.
Incorrect.
Bolton.
It is, yes. Well done.
Crikey.
Yeah. Last question. Okay. You can claw back a sort of a modicum of sort of like respect.
Get on with it.
Okay. The draw for the EFL Cup was made last week.
Yep.
This year, it is once again known as the Caribou Cup.
Yeah.
For sponsorship purposes, which of the following has the cup never been named?
Okay.
Never. Okay. The John Smith's Cup, the Littlewoods Challenge Cup, the Coca-Cola Cup, or the Milk Cup?
The Milk Cup.
The Milk Cup?
It's going to be John Smith, isn't it? But yeah, the Milk Cup.
It's not the Milk Cup. It has been called the Milk Cup. It was sponsored by the Milk Board, whatever, to try and get kids to drink more milk.
All right, okay, so John Smith's then, is it?
It is the John Smith's Cup. So John Smith's sponsor a trophy in rugby league. Have done in the past, not in football. There we go. Do you want
1 out of 5's not bad.
1 out of 5. I think you did prefix this whole section by saying you'd had a tough week and you weren't going to do very well.
And I still hold that.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that.
Yeah, I'm sticking to that.
Sticking to that. Okay, well, you were right. Do you want a point for being right that you were going to do really bad?
Yeah. I foresaw.
You very well, very. You did.
Yeah.
So look, I think. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us again this week. 104 episodes. We're still enjoying it and we're still having fun doing it. So we are hoping to be here for another 104 at least. Maybe, I don't know.
When will that be?
I don't know. A long time.
Next year sometime.
No, longer than that.
Really?
52 weeks in the year.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It's literally 2 years. 104, isn't it? Oh, literally 2 years.
Well,
yeah.
there you go then.
We've given you 2 years of content. Yeah. I don't know. I think. Do you know what I think? I think we need to have a sit down prior to an episode going out, and we need to come up with how we end the show. Because
I like the way we end the show.
Because every week it's all over the shop.
I like it. I think it's good. We are real and not like we don't edit any of this out.
No, we don't.
So what you see
Maybe
is
we
what
need
you
to
get.
rethink that.
No, I like it. I think that's what people like about us is that we're real.
All right. Be real.
Be real.
Look, thank you very much for joining us again this week. We'll see you again next week for episode 105. As always, if you want to get in touch with us, please do. We're all over social media. We've got the email address, which is
me, the wife, and Wrexham AFC@gmail.com.
High five.
Yay! And I did have that look in.
Yeah, you did. Well done. Maybe the look in is what's messing you up.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, don't forget to comment down below on the video if you're watching this on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. It massively helps us out.
And if you're listening on Apple or whatever, go over to YouTube and just give us a little cheeky subscribe. It helps us.
And if you don't want to do any of that, just enjoy it and just get on with your life. But there we go. We'll see you again next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.